Hello, YouTubers. This is the Great Scott. Well, you probably haven't seen this in a while. Most of my videos on my YouTube channel have been roundtable reunions with people from faith-based films as of late, or people in that community. But I am not ignorant to the mainstream, and one of the shows that I absolutely love is Cobra Kai, and it's coming back in 2 days. And I haven't done one of my honest opinions, which is just me talking to a camera, in a while. And this really isn't an opinion video, this is more of a speculation. I'm sorry that my videos are not as elaborate as some of the other Cobra Kai reviewers out there, because I'm not very savvy on how to edit or add graphics to videos, unfortunately. But I do love to talk, so that's what I do. Anyway, I should probably get to the point here. I've heard a lot of speculation about this upcoming season, and I realize that there's a lot of people who would love to see Terry Silver come back, or even Mike Barnes come back. And a lot of people thought that was going to happen in Season 2, partly because the actor who played Mike Barnes, Sean, I forget his last name at the moment, sorry, said in an interview with some paparazzi that he was going to be on Season 2, and then he wasn't. So the one thing that they've already given away is that we're going to see Komako and Chosen again, which I kind of predicted ever since they announced that Daniel was going back to Okinawa. And the thing is that I think if they're going to do that, let's look at the pattern that they have done so far. The only people from the original movies in Season 1 were Johnny and Daniel's mother, and then a last-minute cameo by Kreese. Kreese then became a regular in Season 2. We saw Daniel's mother again. And after all this speculation about whether or not Terry Silver or Mike Barnes was going to come back, the only people we got from the original Karate Kid movies were Johnny's old Cobra Kai pals, and they were only in one episode. So now they've already given away that we're going to see Komako and Chosen this coming season. It's still up for debate on whether or not we're going to see Allie because of the friend request at the end of second season. And if Elizabeth Shue's going to be on the show, they're obviously keeping that under wraps, and there's a lot of speculation as to whether or not she'll be there. I honestly cannot make a prediction about whether or not they'll bring in Allie this season. It's up in the air. The only people we know for sure are Chosen and Komako, because they've already given that away. But I suspect that Chosen and Komako coming back are going to be similar to that of the Cobra Kai coming back last season. My guess is that we're only going to see them for like an episode or two while Daniel's in Okinawa. And another YouTuber had mentioned that Ralph Macchio gave away in an interview that he's only in Okinawa for like episodes 4 and 5. So my guess is it's a small like nostalgia arc, kind of like the Cobra Kai coming back in Season 2 were. So having done the fact they're going to do that makes me think, are we going to see Terry Silver and Mike Barnes this season? My guess would be probably not. I'm not saying that we're not going to see them at some point, but my guess would be probably not this year, only because of the way that they have been. You kind of don't burn all of. I'm going to call them legacy players, meaning people for anybody who was in the original trilogy as well as the next Karate Kid, which they've all said is canon. You're not going to throw them all into one season and blow everything at once. They want this show to last, and they already have a 4th season planned. So my thought would be is that they're not going to bring in Thomas Ian Griffin, I think that's his name, who plays Terry Silver and Mike Barnes, unless it's like a ending cameo, just kind of like how Kreese was at the end of Season 1. So my guess, they're not gonna be in here for story. There's another thing that I also should mention. Of all of the legacy players that they have brought back, Ralph Macchio, William Zabka, and Martin Kove are the only ones who have been promoted to regular. And my prediction would be is they're probably the only 3 people from the original franchise who are ever going to be regulars on this show. Partially because the way they've set things up. They have the actress who plays Daniel's mother come in and out, which is a great way to do that. It makes sense for her not to be in every episode, unless they wanted to give her a story at some point. They've already established she's in the same area. The actor who played Tommy, he died in an episode. He died in the only episode he was in, and then the actor sadly died in real life shortly thereafter. So they could maybe bring back Bobby and Jimmy at some point if they wanted to, but it would have to be for a good reason and not just fan service. And so anyway, the point is that you can't the way I look at it is Josh, what is his name? The guy who voiced Olaf in Frozen. You know who I'm talking about. He did United Apart. He did the biggest United Apart reunion he's ever done with people from all three trilogies. And what I loved the best about it is that they've been saying for years the director of the Karate Kid trilogy is no longer with us, the producer of the Karate Kid trilogy is no longer with us. They wonder what they would think about this, but the guy who wrote all three screenplays is very much alive. And I was very happy that he was involved in this Reunited Apart, and I finally got the answer to something I've been trying to find online but never could, which was, does he like the show? And he loves the show. He thinks it's absolutely brilliant, and that was great to hear. So anyway, but on this Reunited Apart, they had a ton of people from not only the show but also from all three trilogies. So the way I see it is, if they can get a hold of them all that easily for a Reunited Apart reunion, it would. I'm guessing that any of those people would probably be game to be on the show. But if you have that many legacy players at your disposal and you want this show to last, don't burn it all. Don't burn it all at once. Don't use them all at once. As much as we'd all like to see that, hey, I'm a huge fan of the show, and I'm a huge fan of Karate Kid. My dream for the ending of this show would be a massive fight between the legacy players and the new cast. I mean, maybe Chosen and Johnny would be on Daniel's side, and it would be an all-out brawl in the Cobra Kai dojo, and the Cobra Kai dojo gets destroyed. We would get to see, I mean, one of the things that I would love to see, I would love to see some overlapping between, I mean, in a perfect world, I would love to see Chosen come back to America and have him and Johnny come face-to-face, or him and Kreese come face-to-face, because they didn't share any screen time in Karate Kid 2. But that's fan service. You would have to come up with a very good storyline as to... There's no storyline at the moment that I can think of that justifies Komiko or Chosen coming to America, which is why it makes sense that their 2-episode arc is going to be when Daniel goes to Okinawa. But anyway, I really don't, unless it's, like I said, a cameo at the end setting up season 4, I really do not think we're going to see Terry Silver or Mike Barnes this season. Allie, maybe. I don't know. And if we do see Allie, I don't know for how many episodes it's going to be. And there's a part of me that thinks we might not even see Allie, given the fact that we're seeing Chosen and Komiko this year. So it's like I said, if you have your access to this many legacy players from the original trilogy, don't burn them all in one. Don't use them all in one season. You're going to run out of material before you want to end the show. So anyway, that's just my opinion and my speculation. I'm going to be one of the people watching Cobra Kai on Netflix on New Year's Day, and I'm to be honest with you, given all the stuff that's going on in the world right now, I mean, you can't turn on the TV without feeling depressed. We need something to watch right now that makes us feel good, and I look forward to seeing this when it comes out. And that's my honest opinion about that.